Hello, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are. It's a pleasure having you guys here. It's a pleasure having you guys here. Okay, so I'm going to wait for you guys to settle down as it's just 2 p.m. UK time sharp on the dot. I'm going to wait for you guys to settle down. And then when you come in, then we will proceed accordingly, right? And if you can hear me, kindly respond by commenting in the chat section. It's a pleasure having you guys here. And as we are going to be talking about the market today, right? We're going to talk about, of course, the crazy moves that we've been having of late, especially for the dollar. We've been having some really volatile, crazy moves. And of course, the dollar has fallen and fallen up to the point where it has now broken. I repeat, if you don't know, then you're going to know now. You're going to hear it first. It has now fallen and fallen up to the point where it has now broken out of the lows of the year. It has now broken out of the lows of the year. And for a while, we've been talking about the second half of the year, 2023, and what it holds for us. So now we can see that it has broken out to the lows. Hopefully, this is not a fake out from the higher time frames, but then this shows that the dollar is dropping even more. And if this is the case, then we can expect the major currency pairs to follow suit with respect to the directional bias of the DXY, the dollar, the USD. Okay, I see a few people joining in. Archibald, Peg, you're welcome. Good day to you too. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you guys are joining us. So it's a pleasure having everybody here. And of course, my name is Tolu. For those just joining us for the first time, my name is Tolu, T-O-L-U, and I'm a trader, an analyst, and a coach. And I've been doing this for well over 10 years now, right? I've had lots of losses, lots of crashed accounts. Same story like most people that did not give up. Because truth be told, if you do not give up, you should get to where you want to be, right? There's always room for improvement. Okay, so also I'm running my own academy now, which is known as CSA Forex. It stands for Common Sense Approach to Forex Trading. I've worked for Forex Time and Hot Forex as HFM brokers in the past while I was in Nigeria. Now I'm in Canada. I want to thank Trading Live platform for this opportunity to discuss the trading for free. So we're here from different parts of the world. I'm here in Canada, BC, British Columbia to be precise. Let us know where you are also connected to us from. So what we're doing today is live market analysis. We're going to be looking at the market from different angles. I trade exclusively the major currency pairs, right, which is based on the dollar. So you'd always hear me talk about the dollar, the USD, the DXY index. I'll talk about it a lot. And then also any instrument of choice that you want us to look at, time permitted, we would also quickly look at that today as well, right? Great. So as we are here now, I can see some comments coming from us here. I want to ask us a question. I've been thinking of, how to conduct today's session. I'm a bit tired, by the way. I had to stay up a bit for early London because I was looking at the market. The market was of interest to me, so I had to stay up and I kept falling asleep, wake up a bit, and so on. So I'm a bit tired because the market now, as we're going to check, the dollar has been falling, but then it has fallen a bit too much for me this week, and it should pull back a bit, meaning that the buyers should come in a bit. I'm going to show you my charts in a bit. I can see I would like to buy USD today. Is it still possible? Yes, it is possible. Letitia, sorry, but you need to understand Or let me ask you this question quickly, if you can hear me. Letitia, sorry, the USD you want to buy today, is it a trend move or is it a counter trend move? Meaning that is it with the trend or is it against the trend, the current trend? Let me ask you that question and then hopefully you answer, because I want to help everybody out. And the best way for us to learn is by questions. So you ask a question. Apologies for asking another question to answer your question. Hopefully that makes sense. So what do you think? Is it a trend move or is it a counter trend move based on the recent happenings to the US dollar? Alan Ockham, I remember you from yesterday. I think this should be your second time joining us, if I'm not mistaken. At least second time for me seeing your comment. You say hello, coming again. Hi, Tulu. You're welcome, Alan Ockham. Did you trade any trade today? Catherine Mini. Did I take any trade today? No, but I have some on the radar. I'm going to show you. But guys, don't forget also the disclaimer. What we're doing here is strictly for educational purposes and not to be used as a form of signal. I'll show you what I'm looking out for, but then you can take advantage as well. But then make sure you understand how to calculate your risk, because the trade could easily be a loss as well. I have losses. I am not invincible. I'm not the best trader and I'm not the worst trader. I'm not the best facilitator and I'm not the worst facilitator, right? So I understand myself as a trader. I know my strengths and my weaknesses, and I want you to also know yours, right? So what's the name again? Letitia, you haven't answered the question, and if I don't see your reply, I'll just answer it for you, then we move on, right? We're going to talk about what we have in front of us, the calendar. We always start with the calendar, right, which is very, very important. Okay, Herbert said, yeah, it has dropped too much to enter any cells. Yes, exactly. It is too far away from cells, right? So I just wanted to know whether it is a trend move or a counter trend move for Letitia, because you need to understand the directional bias and what exactly you are doing, if you're with the trend or if you are against it. Thank you, Herbert. Michael Henrietta said, the dollar will buy, but it would be best to leave it. Coral said, yeah, as long as it's not with the trend, it's to leave it. It's too risky with the dollar. Joe Catherine said, well, I would say it's a counter move. Thank you. That's the answer I'm looking for, because Letitia hasn't answered. For you to want to buy the USD now, and I'm going to show you on the chart, it is a counter move. It is, the market is dropping for the USD, but you want to buy. That means that you are going against the move, right? I'm not saying it's not possible, because I'll show you my charts. It's very much possible, but some things you need to understand that it could easily be short-lived, right? It could even, reverse well enough, or it could easily be short-lived, number one. And then number two, you are fighting a lot of people. A lot of people are going down and then you are trying to take it up. So you are fighting them heavily, right? Just for you to understand that aspect. So the timing has to be very, very key for you to be able to survive and so on. Okay, thank you guys for your comments. Sophia now said, yeah, you guys should know it's just morning on the side. Yeah, it's morning on my side, but today is exceptional as my midnight, like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., like some hours ago, 4 or 5 hours ago, I was up and watching the London exclusively as I was looking for counter moves from like a lower time frame, that if I could time it nicely, I could have like a small stop loss with a decent take profits. I haven't gotten any decent trade this week because of the way the market has fallen, right? But I'm saying that it is exhausted. It is it should rest. It might either rest. No, I'm going to do this now. So I use that to explain better. I'm going to cross over to the charts now. But first of all, let's talk about the news quickly, right? And if you look at the news right from when we had the CPI on Wednesday, which was yesterday, for the CPI USD, you can see the dollar all red down. It has been dropping even from last week, NFP. It kept on dropping and dropping and dropping. And you can also see over here, right? And what I just mentioned now was yesterday, Wednesday, all the news for the dollar over here that came out at 1:30 p.m. UK time, they're all red and they've been dropping heavily. And then today we had at 1:30 p.m. again. By the time you guys continue with me or with your learning, you notice a pattern. You notice that most like key USD news come out at 1:30 p.m. UK time. That is just shy of the NY open, more or less. So as you have this, you can see what we had over here, and then it continues to drop, but it is oversold. The US dollar is oversold, and we even have news coming out tomorrow as well for the USD, the prelim consumer sentiment, right? But for me, it is heavily oversold, and it should take some rest now, right? So let's proceed to the charts, and let's see what we can make out of the charts as well, right? So I'm going to first of all show you the DXY, the dollar index, and then explain to you what is happening. Quickly, without a doubt, you can easily see the downtrend. That one is a no-brainer. And that's why we always say, look for the easy charts. The easy charts should be where you can find more or less like the easy money. Easy money in the sense that it should jump at you. Once it jumps at you, then you should catch it easily, meaning that you are not chasing the market. You are allowing the market to more or less chase you. So if you look at this here, one thing I always say is price tends to pull back. And if you are a trend trader, you could use the Fibonacci from the highs over here. You draw all the way down, then you know that price needs to pull back to 38.50 or 61.2, but at least price needs to pull back. And then speaking of pullback, you now look from a counter trend point of view, because this is the dollar that Letitia was saying buying. And I said, well, you can buy, but you need to know what you are fighting. Right? First of all, we had yesterday a vertical move. First of all, vertical moves always show the strength and direction, and we tend to have a pullback. It could be a short pullback, or it could be a much deeper pullback, who knows. But then instead of having a pullback, we're now having a diagonal drop here, which is also showing exhaustion. It's showing that price is getting tired, but at the same time, it's still dropping. So with this move that is happening here, you can now check on RSI or any of the oscillators, MACDs, for divergence. So I can click here, come to oscillators, look for RSI, which stands for Relative Strength Index. It's just to give us a gauge that the market is clearly oversold. Most times, I don't use indicators anymore, because most of the indicators, I have used them in the past, so I understand how they work. And that's what I'm telling you, that by the time you draw this, by the time you put this RSI on your chart, it's going to most likely be below 30. Below 30 will tell you it's oversold, and then you should have divergence as well. So let's look at that together. Click on it here, and then click on OK, and then look at what we just said now. Clearly, if you look very well, it is below 30. This is a 30 marker here. It is at 18.13. So this is it here. And if you look very well, the price is dropping, but the RSI is a bit stable, meaning that it's going even up. This is clearly showing you, and I repeat, clearly, according to what we have in front of us, it's clearly showing us that over here, we should have some reaction over here, right? Even if it stalls in this area. So if you have some little reaction here of this trend lines dropping, then we should at least get to this point. I want you guys to do something for record purposes, please. I want you guys to do something for record purposes, because you guys might not remember me saying this in the video. I want you guys to do a screenshot now. Quickly do a screenshot of what we have on the chat. I'm going to cross over to your comment section shortly. But guys, please do a screenshot. Whether you're using your mobile device or you're using your laptop, try and do a screenshot of what we just talked about here. Because trust me, price should get back to this here, and might even break some more, use it to catapult as a support and then push higher. Who knows? It might as well drop from here or even struggle a bit more before pushing higher. But trust me, this here is clearly over what? It's clearly oversold, and then the buyer should come in. This is where I used to love being a trader, especially as a counter trend trader. Why? Because I could do some form of martingale. But trust me, martingale is really dangerous, because it could even still drop down some more. Never ever be surprised by what the market does, because over here, it can still drop some more. So you need to be very, very key and very, very precise when it comes to your trigger. Make sure your stop loss is in place. Make sure you've calculated your risk appropriately, and then make sure you manage the trades appropriately as well. So do a screenshot of this. The RSI is clearly showing some form of divergence. Price is showing that it is lying as it's dropping some more. We should get to this area here of this higher trend line, and maybe we won't get to this point here at 101.05. right? Over here, untested. We have a couple of untested areas as resistance. So let's see how this plays out. Now, based on this one that we've talked about for the dollar, guys, just a second. I'm going to cross over to the comment section and read your comments. But based on this one that we've talked about here for the dollar, remember, we always start with the dollar, at least for me. For the Euro USD, you can see what's happening. For the Euro USD, you can see it's exactly more or less the opposite of what we're looking at now. So this area here, we're expecting something to happen. And if you want as well, you can also put up the RSI indicator, relative strength index, and you also see the same thing happening here where the RSI is here. It's above 70, telling you that this area USD is what? Is well overbought. So as well overbought, we are now expecting this area here, right? It could easily be an inside bar, it could be a pin bar, engulfing, whatever the case might be. But price should get to this lower trend line here and then maybe even drop lower. You can see as a counter trend trader, you need to understand what you're looking out for. Guys, please note that this is for educational purposes strictly and not to be used as a form of signal, right? So this is what we're looking at now. This is what I'm looking at now, and today is Thursday, and I don't trade on Friday. So if I don't get the opportunity, if like someone like me that doesn't trade on Fridays, if you don't get this opportunity, you can as well leave it. And then next week should be interesting. Interesting in the sense that next week should be sideways for a lot because the market most times tends to rest after big moves. So like saying, how do you guys feel? I don't know that you jog or you run or whatever, or you play ball, basketball, soccer, NFL. What happens, especially when you run? Maybe you just do like a 100 meters dash, because this could easily be like a 100 meters dash. It's very fast run. What happens when you do a fast run after? You tend to what? You tend to rest, and then you are panting, meaning that you are breathing, something like this, before you decide to continue your run or to head back to where you are coming from, right? So this is how the market works. And I always say, once you understand price, you understand market, right, you are good to go, right? And then I could easily explain it in different ways. Now, with that said, let me quickly go cross over to your comment section because I know by now I might probably have up to 100 comments. Okay, not up to 100, I have about 25 thereabout. Okay, so let me quickly read out the questions, the comments quickly because I can see they're still increasing now. Rod said, the markets are no longer interesting to me. Everything is overstretched, especially with USD CHF. I totally agree. USD CHF, Euro USD, USD JPY, a lot of them are overstretched. And that's why we said, like a rubber band, it needs to snap back. So do screenshots of this and then wait and see how it plays out. I've seen this kind of plays a lot for years. And trust me, even if it pushes higher, and that's why a trader like this could be fading. A CT trader, counter trend trader could easily be fading or doing a martingale kind of style, but you should get down to this lower trend line that we have drawn over here. Let me see some other comments. Okay, Ira said, yeah, the week is not giving any entry. It's more like reactive entries. Okay, Ben said, hola, my Niger brother, what you saying? Okay. Ben, how are you doing? My surname is Olatunji. My surname is Olatunji. You can call me Tolu, right? How are you doing as well? From Nigeria. Great, awesome. Also, the news have been bearish to the dollar, so I won't trade any buys. Okay, if you're doing buys, I'm not saying you cannot do buys, but you need to just understand what you're getting yourself into is a CT trade. And even if you're going to attempt this, because truth be told, you need to understand the market. And if you're going to take the trade, right, then you can easily reduce your risk the more, right? For CT trade, reduce your risk the more and see how it goes. Who knows? You might just be the next, CT wonder kid or whatever. You can be the next CT counter trend guru, right? So don't, well, depending on you, you could just reduce your risk and give it a trial on your live account. If it's on your demo account, you give it a trial as well. And if it's not for you, then leave it totally. Okay, Ben said the dollar is super extended. Yes, totally agree. Let me see other comments coming in from you guys. Hero 2022, I think I remember your name as well. That is super parabolic. Will we ever see a correction? Yes, we will see a correction. As you said, a correction, I need to look at this properly, but I want to believe that there should be Elliott wave pattern here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we should wait for the ABC correction. I think 3 is usually the longest move, so there should be corrections soon. So that's why I said do a screenshot and look at this together. But can't see any sells on other major pairs. Which other major pairs be specific? Because if it's Euro USD against the USD CHF, you know they move in opposite directions, so it needs to be specific. Rachel said I don't use indicators. I don't use indicators as well. I was just using this RSI to show you that you understand better. Without the RSI, I can see what the price is already telling me, right? So yeah, Astrid is showing a divergent point, meaning that for the divergence, it means that it should be reversing soon enough. That's what divergence means, at least, meaning that the price is lying and then it should turn around a bit. Study hard, make progress every day, Fiona. That's absolutely correct. Okay, great. Thank you guys for your comments. Omar Bloom, I believe I'm getting used to your name. I see your name here a lot. You said, yeah, but this is very risky because the bears are strong. Yes, indeed, the bears are very, very strong. But one thing you also need to note is that some traders actually enter the market when nobody wants it. In a downtrend, some people are looking for buying opportunities. Now, also, let me help you guys to understand the market a bit better. When you say it's risky, there are people that are willing to take that risk, right? There are things that you cannot do in life that some people can do. And then you need to also understand that for every buyer, you need a seller. For every seller, you need a buyer. So for this Euro USD that you can see in front of us, if you had entered this week and you were buying, oh, you'd have made good profits. So when you are closing your trades, you're closing your buy positions. Do you know that you are handing over to a seller? Because the sellers could easily be looking at this Euro USD from a higher time frame perspective. And then from a higher time frame perspective, it could easily just be a pullback. It could be a pullback for sell opportunities. So when you look at the market from different angles, from different time frames, it will help you to understand a bit better. And that's why on every chart, no matter how crazy the chart is, you'd always have people in the opposite direction. Okay. Let's see. Any comments, question that I have over here. Guys, I want to even ask you guys a question or two, if you don't mind. Right? I want to ask you guys a question because as I can see some regular names, as I can see Tom Milton or my Bloom, some regular names that usually, join my webinars. I want to ask you guys a question and I'll just try to scroll down through because I have lots of comments here. I want to ask you guys a question quickly, right? Why are you guys here? I'm just interested. Why are you here? Why do you, like for the regulars, why do you keep on coming for my session? And if you are new or basically if you joined once or twice, why do you keep coming for my sessions? Because I can see some regular names. Why are you here? I'm just interested, right? Because I would like to know. Let me just read some more comments as I wait for your answers on that. Tim said, yeah, the week is mainly gone, so anything we can't see, we can't take. Yeah. Okay, Louis said, I like going to the gym. Yeah, funny enough, I have plans of going to the gym in a bit, but my body is trying to tell me different, right? But I'm trying to be disciplined as well, because the truth is that most times we don't want to go to the gym or we don't want to do something. But by the time you just go to the gym and you get to the gym, most likely you're going to, do a couple of dumbbells and the rest and so on, hit the treadmill and so on. Okay, yeah, Dave Coverdale, I think I see your name as well. Yeah, the market moves in waves. Yeah, in waves, right? I'm just trying to scroll down a bit some more. Cody said, I got stopped out on the trade today. We'll be sitting out, okay? Just make sure your risk is well controlled. Getting stopped out, don't worry, it's part of the business, but make sure your losses are well minimized, and of course your profits, your reward are well maximized at the end of the day. So do you also just leave the markets, Nicholas said, and just watch it how it plays out? Yes. Most times I watch from a distance, or I won't even watch the market at all. Today is Thursday. The market will be rounding up for the week by tomorrow, right? So most likely I'll just get out of it. Victoria Ricardo said, LOL, that would be funny, counter trend guru. Yeah, there's some people that are counter trade gurus, so you can also be one. Who knows? Give it a shot. You never know. You can be flexible, right? You're trying trading while you're waiting for your trend moves, use your regular positions. Or if you're waiting and you want to just give a trial for this counter trend move, make sure you're using small risk, very small risk to give it a trial. Okay. I always said I've taken my losses and had enough for today. Every setup was beautiful, but I guess the market didn't agree. Yeah, it happens. It happens a lot to the best of us, to the regular ones of us, and so on. Let's see. Let me just scroll down to see some comments. I asked a question, guys. So if you guys can be care to answer, that would be good. And if you don't, no problem. I'll just continue with the session I have, because if you just flip over all the the majors I have in front of me, you see that they're well overstretched. Only Bitcoin, and I'm waiting for Bitcoin to go crazy. Bitcoin, of course, you know the Bitcoin is BTC USD. There is no crazy move as of late, even with the dollar doing its thing. So you can see that 31K, there's a 31K key resistance on the higher time frames for the Bitcoin. That seems to be holding it and maintaining, because it's in a wedge on that time frame as well. Okay, thank you. I see some comments over here. Someone, Steph said, I enjoy your live streams, man. Thank you. To get as much free value as we can. Someone said, what is the question? Okay, can we take a look at US 30? Okay, I'll try to remember that, and then we switch over to the US 30 in a bit. Let me try and cue the US 30 now. Let me try and look for the US 30. Where are you? Okay, US 30. So I'm going to clean this up first of all and drag the US 30 here. I need to take this RSI out. I don't use it. So this is the US 30. We're going to come back to this. Let me just go over your quick comments quickly. I just asked, why are you here? I just want to know. To learn. Beautiful. We like you. She like you. That's why. Thank you, Vivian. I wrote, actually here because I like to watch other trader trade and learn and improve. I like your stream. It's very interactive. Honestly, I don't know, but I like to learn how other traders execute their trades. Let's see. Well, this live stream happens during my free time, so I like joining so I can learn something. Okay, great. Thank you guys for your comments, and let's continue. Thank you. Samantha, can you do an analysis on CAD JPY? Okay, I'm going to do that now. I'm going to do that. Milan, how was trading for you this week? Trading was dull because of the extreme volatility of the dollar. And you know what I trade is exclusive to the USD. I tend to check on the minors, but it's been a while. I never tend to check on like Euro JPY, Pounds JPY, Euro CAD, Pounds CAD, Euro AUD, and a few other minors. But it's been a while I've done that. So I've been focusing. My go-to any day is my major currency pairs. So the US 30, let's look at the US 30 quickly for the person that mentioned it. I can't remember the person's name. For the person that jumped at me for the US 30, and I'm going to just explain it quickly in this way, especially based on the hourly time frame. Only if you don't want me to do analysis on the hourly time frame. You guys know that my go-to time frame is 1 hour. So it's always on 1 hour. I don't waste time. If you check everything here, more or less, you see 1 hour, 1 hour. I try to keep my trading simple. I switch when I need to, right? And not when I want to. So for now, the person that jumps at me is this over here, right? This is more or less a sideways action, sideways movement. As you can see, resistance, resistance. There was a fake out here, so the fake out and then rush back in. And see support, support, support. So for me, this is first of all a ranging chart. As is ranging, what I would like to see, right? I would explain it in a few ways. I'd like to probably see a breakout of this, a proper breakout of this resistance, because this was a fake out. Once it breaks out and then it comes back and then acts for support and then pushes higher. That's what I like to see, number one. Or number two, I would like to see this wave. There's a wave over here, but if you look at it very well, I'm just going to draw this using this. There's a wave over here, right, which looks to be bullish, right? And this here, you could as well look for a pullback of this strong move over here. In a pullback, I would just probably be looking out for something around here, or maybe something around here. Meaning that I'll be looking for a pullback either to here to look for buy over here, or to look for buy over here as well, right? And then if I use a Fibonacci retracement of this wave over here, this could easily be like an Elliott wave or something. You look at 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe there's a 5 and then it drops down, correction or something, I don't know. But then if you do this and then you want to draw a fib based on this, you'll see that probably this level and this level, they match with probably like the 61.8 or 38.2 levels. Beautiful. I said it now, and with my eyes, I already knew most likely it's going to, correlate or have confluence to those levels that we mentioned. So this one that we mentioned here, I drew it and you can see there's 38.2 here. And this one too, you can see it's around 61.8. So we could have a pullback here, that would be good for sweet entry from here to take it up. Or if it comes back here, good entry here to take it up as well. This is the US 30, but then it's looking rather dirty. If you ask me, it's looking rather dirty. And this let me explain something so that we could also understand a bit better. This Dow Jones that you just made us have a look at, the Dow Jones, did you know that they move in tangent with like the NASDAQ and also the SPOS, the S&P 500? Those three, they tend to move in pretty much similar manner. So if you understand what we just said, right, as they tend to move in similar patterns, then you could watch the three of them exclusively, right? You could try that and see for yourself. That's just something that I observed over the years, that they tend to move in very similar manner. So, okay, so this is US 30 for the Dow Jones, for the person that asked the question. Okay, and I know there was another one on CAD JPY. So we're going to look at CAD JPY now, but quickly, let me just jump back to your comments, your questions. Okay, Samantha Ryan said, can you do analysis on CAD JPY? So I'm going to do that now. Let me just see. Duke, the major pairs are all running like crazy. Yes, indeed. US 30 is in a strong uptrend. Osvaldo, yeah, that's what we just did here. That's why we first of all looked at the overall markets from the hourly time frame, which is sideways, but recently, that's where we used that recent move, that recent wave, which is to the upside, right? And then we are meant to look for opportunities, right? And that's what we just did as well. Okay, can someone teach me? Okay, someone said, can someone teach me? If you guys are interested in learning how to trade, you can chat me up and we can see how we can schedule something exclusively for you. Let's see any other comments. I would avoid taking a ranging market. Yeah, that's what we have over here. It's a ranging market, but you can as well follow this wave that we just talked about because it's an up one. Overall, it's ranging still. What are your thoughts on USD CAD? Okay, Dwight, Nick, I'm going to look at USD CAD in a bit. So let me clean up this one. And then first of all, we look at CAD JPY. CAD JPY should be somewhere up here under the currency is here. To drag that in, this is CAD JPY. Let it look properly. Can you see CAD JPY? What is the first thing that jumps at you from the hourly time frames? Downtrend. As it's a downtrend, what do you want to do? You want to sell. As you want to sell, where do you want to sell? You want to sell at the area of resistance. Can you see the areas of resistance? Let me repeat that so you don't think I'm saying rubbish. This is what I do for a living. This is what I do every day. First thing that jumps at you on this chart, guys, get ready. I'm going to repeat what I just said. First thing that jumps at you on this chart is based on the directional bias, is the trend, and the trend is down. As the trend is down, what do you want to do? You want to sell. Where you want to sell? You want to sell at the area of resistance. Can you see the areas of resistance? Yes, no. I can see some, so I'm going to just help you out with that. I can see something around here. Let me just duplicate this. There's something around here. There's something around here as well, here. But then I can even see something around here as well. Based on my drawings are not that accurate. I'm not, because it's an area. It doesn't have to be to the point or whatever, but you should get the gist of it. But with this one here, I would easily, because from what is happening here, I am not interested in this one. I'm not interested in this area because you can see it got close to this area and is then dropping back. I'm not really interested in this area because the risk-reward ratio is not a good one for me. It's not as big as I would have loved it to be. And that's why I don't take too many trades. I would have preferred a pullback to this area or a pullback to this area. So me as a trend trader waiting for a higher pullback, that simply means I'm waiting for the buyer to take it up. And somebody was buying over here from the lows. Who are those? Those are the buyers. Do you think that the people that are crazy that would want to be buying in this down move, right? There's always buyers and sellers on every chart, no matter what, right? And that's why if you look at what's happening now, somebody was buying from here, meaning that people took profit here, people are buying here, and they might probably still buy. If it gets back to this area here, then this might easily be a double bottom, and then look for opportunities to buy as a counter trend trader. Don't forget, you must ensure you check on divergence and some other things. Make sure that there's a reaction to the area, and then your trigger, your price action trigger, it could be some engulfings or hammers, dojis, inside bars, whatnot, and so on, to push it higher, either to here or to here or to here. And then as a trend trader, if you're a trend trader, don't worry, you can switch off your system and come back next week, right? Because most likely you might not get to this point here. So this is CAD JPY, and I love the fact that somebody asked about the USD CAD, because you will see that the common denominator is the CAD. So as this one is going down, what do you think will be happening to the USD CAD? Well, based on the USD, it should be dropping. So sorry about that. Based on the USD, because the USD is stronger than the CAD as of now. So let's look at the USD CAD and let's see what we can make out of it. USD CAD, this is USD CAD. The USD CAD too also should be dropping, but you can see, you can see now it did not drop crazily like the CAD JPY. So that should tell us something as well, right? That should tell us that the USD and the CAD are countering each other, even though the USD is strong, because if you look over here, is dropping. But the overall thing, as you can see, the overall thing from here, overall, it seems to be sideways. It was not as clean as the CAD JPY that from the left to the right, it just dropped. But this is the overall thing. And then if you look based on this USD CAD, it seems to be going to this low point over here, support. So obviously it's more or less sideways if you ask me, or you can work with this wave that you have over here. If you're working with this wave, map out your areas over here. We are looking for a pullback either to this point or to this point. So you can call this number 1 and call this number 2, right? So you look for a pullback here. I prefer number 2, obviously, because it's higher. And if you draw your Fibonacci, right, from here to there, draw your Fibonacci, number 2 should merge. You can see number 2, sorry, my hand was not that straight. But if you make it a bit straight, sorry, like something like this, you can see it confluences with the 50. This is a good one to look out for, and I will give you good enough profit. So this is the USD CAD for you. Let me jump into the comment section. We more or less might be rounding up soon. As I always say, I try to keep it within 1 hour. So that means that from 30 minutes and above, we could close for the day as soon as possible, right? So thank you guys for engaging. First of all, thank you for your comment, thank you for your feedbacks, your answers, and all. I have another question. Sorry, I have another question. I'm just trying to see how I can help everybody out, because by the time you answer the question I have for you guys, it will help you to realize the issues that you are having. So that is my question. What issues are you facing? What issues are you having? That is my question. By the time you answer this question, to help you to realize, by the time you think about it and you write it down, because most people don't write things down, you write it down, oh, I have issues with entry, I have issues with trade management, I have issues with calculating my risk. By the time you write it down, you are noting down your issues. So I want to hear from you guys. What issues are you guys having in this business? And then I'll give you my contact, how you guys can reach out to me, and then we'll call it a day. Okay, Sibyl, do you use Fibonacci in your analysis? Yes, I like Fibonacci a lot. I have a course, and my course includes Fibonacci, where I show how to draw the Fibonacci, how to use the Fibonacci, take advantage of the Fibonacci as a confluence with your trading. So in my course, I have a Fibonacci section there, video tutorials that will also help you with that. So Fibonacci, Sibyl, yes, I use it. You can do say that's more or less what I use. You rarely talk about it. Yeah, I don't talk about it much because I focus majorly on price action, support, resistance. Have you noticed that since we've been having this session today and we've been talking about the Fibonacci a bit, before I draw the Fibonacci, when I draw my levels based on price action, support, and resistance, I always say this one more or less should confluence with 50, confluence, because my eyes has already captured it. 50 is like half. When you look at the move and you look at where half is, you would already know more or less there's a Fibonacci level there. So it's something that I don't use like heavily, but it's part of my analysis all the same, just for confluence. Okay, that's very well done, sir. I like that analysis already. Okay, that's from Leopard. Can we look at GJ? Okay, we'll try to look at GJ in a few. Let me just scroll down because I have so many comments coming in now. Leopard now said, how is the workshop coming up? Oh yeah, the bootcamp. Yeah, you see, I don't talk about the bootcamp much because I don't want to force it on anybody. The bootcamp is a paid bootcamp which is starting on Monday, right? We're going to kick off on Monday, which is 17th of July. For those that are interested, I'll drop the link now, and it is not free, right? It is for a token, and that token is for $250. So if you feel that you gain something here and you will gain more from the bootcamp, from a 3-week session with me, because we're going to be in a Telegram group for support, for troubleshooting and all, then you can as well sign up. I'll just drop the link for that bootcamp. You can see I didn't talk about the bootcamp, and this is like 41 minutes gone. It's only until somebody talks about it, because I have bootcamps, I have one-on-one sessions, and that's why the only thing I'll majorly give you is not my YouTube channel. I'll give you my Instagram so that you can reach out to me if you have any questions, if you want to learn how to trade, if you need my course, I have a course, and so on. If you need any assistance whatsoever, you can reach out to me on Instagram. So in a bit, I'll drop my Instagram handle for you, right? So that you could chat me up there as well, because I'm going to be running up in a bit. Let us go over your remaining comments, because I have a lot. GJ, let me try and schedule GJ. So once I come back to the chat, I remember that somebody mentioned GJ. If not, I will most likely forget. So this is GJ here, the pound JPY. So I clicked on it, and you can even be analyzing it yourself and see what you see. I'm going to go back to your comment section and then read up more comments. Jeff said the indices market is always dirty. Well, I don't know. I don't look at it that much, but mate, your gold setup. Okay, we'll try and jump on it. You can use the NASDAQ to confirm the trades, right? NASDAQ for the Dow Jones and the SPOS, S&P 500, as I said, they move very much alike, so you could look at the three together as well. One might even give you a better entry than the other. Okay, okay, Bo Ellison said, yeah, I use the NASDAQ and S&P for confirmation. Good, so you can see that I am not the only one on that boat. Raymond said W community. Not really sure what you mean by that, W community. Okay. Okay, Regina said, made some percent this week on my funded. Awesome, that's good to hear. It's always good when we hear people's success, you made profits, you had good ROI, and so on. It's always good when we hear that. Okay, Oliver McDonald said, yes, check the CAD JPY, and I think you can check AUD JPY. Okay, sorry, it seems we are checking too many JPY, so we've checked the CAD JPY, we're going to check the pound JPY. We might not have time to check the AUD JPY because somebody mentioned gold as well. Let me try to read up more comments. PPI was disappointing today. Okay, Oswald, okay. Let's see. Franklin, passing the torch. Now we are learning from you, and I personally like your system better than others. Thank you, Franklin. Otto Thompson. Also, I think I know your name. I think your name rings a bell. What's the name of the strategy you use? Strategy I use is price action, support, and resistance. Simple. Price action, support, and resistance. Support and resistance, you can find it in different things. Everything has to do with support and resistance, but I use the traditional support and resistance, which is more or less based on supply and demand. Oh, sorry, excuse me, guys. I was stretching. I might need to stand up a bit now. Yeah, so I use the price action, support and resistance strategy strictly for trend trading. But once in a while, you might hear me talk about counter trend trading as maybe the opportunity arises. But if you look at the dollar seems to be dropping the more. And that's why I always say if you're trying to go against the market, and this is the dollar here, you can see it's dropping even the more. It's still breaking out of this level that we've mentioned over here. It's dropping the more, and we said it, I could still drop the more. And this is where martingale and faders would also be happy with. And you can see it's clearly below the 30. So it's rather interesting if you ask me. I hope you took a screenshot, because let's pay attention to the close of this candle and the next candle. Trust me, it should rest or at least get back to this trend line that we have here. Okay, the JPY, we'll talk about that in a bit, but let me just go over your comments also. What helped you with developing your psychology the most? Is following my plan. When it comes to your psychology, you know, your psychology has to do with your losses. Because when you have losses, yeah, it affects your psychology the most. So why does it affect your psychology the most? Because the losses are too big. If your losses are small, then you will not really feel it that much. I repeat, you will not feel it that crazy. It will not be that crazy. Let me put it that way. And that's why if you have $1 million and then you lose, you're using 0.01, and then you have 100 pips loss, let's even say 100 pips loss, that's just $10 more or less. $10 in $1 million, how you feel? Your psychology, your emotions will be flat. So as I said, you follow your plan. Your plan also constitutes your risk. Are you risking 1%, 2%, whatever, something that you're comfortable with? Once you start to follow your plan, your psychology will start to mold into, you know, a better place, where when you have winners, you're not jumping up and down. When you have losses, you're not crying up and down, and so on. Okay. And then you said sometimes I close trades early in loss where the trade would have continued going. That's your trade management. You allowed your emotions to get the better of you, and you don't even bother to manage the trade better. You could have managed it where you did like a partial close part of it and let the remaining run. Either it runs or comes back against you. And then also you could have trailed your stop, keep on adjusting your stop loss, move it into profits and continue to adjust it, but not too close to where it is currently. Okay, the best thing to follow the trend, Jace. Okay. Did you take any trade today? No, I'm watching some. Don't forget, we said it is strictly counter moves that we have here. And if it's not your style, then more or less you will not have anything this week. And that's the truth. Okay. Do you know about Zucchini Play by Don? Is that a person? Is that a thing? I don't know. Does Zucchini know me? I don't know. That's coming from Channing Eden. This is very smart, but how do you follow this trend? I'm not sure which instrument you're talking about, but to follow the trend, mark out your levels, if it's down, if it's a downtrend, mark out your resistance areas and wait for price to get there based on the resistance that you like, because some might be too close, the risk reward might not be worth it, and so on, and vice versa. Also said you are the only disciplined trader that I know. We will learn so much from you. Okay, great. Thank you for that comment. How will you also draw your Fibonacci on CAD? I don't think I can go back to CAD JPY. I want to talk about this GPV JPY, and then what's the name? Look at gold. I have just roughly about 10 minutes, so I might stop with the comments now and then quickly do analysis on GPV JPY. But we left the GPV JPY for long here. That means that you guys must have easily seen this area here. You must have seen this area as well here, something around here as well, right? I don't need to draw Fibonacci. If I draw Fibonacci, I already know that probably this is around 38.250, and it's also maybe shy around 61.8, or this is probably 38.2. 50 should be somewhere in the middle here, because just eyeballing from here to here, the middle should be somewhere around here. So let's just do Fibonacci. Remember, I don't need to draw it. Can you see what I just said now? 30.250 should be here, 61.8. So delete. My eyes already, I've already trained myself based on, well, my experience, because experience comes with time, to see things. Truth be told, I didn't even need anything on the chart to know where the levels are and what I want to do. But I just put them to better refine and, you know, to also show others as well. So where it is here is a good area for sell. It's a good area for sell over here. Just make sure you look for good price action trigger, right? You can see it tried to push with this bullish engulfing. This is a bullish engulfing at a resistance area. Nope, it didn't work. I see this one quickly dropped down, and this is an area where it might move sideways and then even drop down some more. because this is an area of support, resistance, and then now it should act as resistance as well. This is the pound JPY, as you can see over here. I'm going to clean this up, and then we have someone talk about gold. This is gold over here. You can see gold also to the upside, because remember, dollar is to the downside, so gold should be to the upside. So it's only BTC that has been moving sideways over here. You can see my chart over here. BTC has been moving sideways for a while now, and we cannot see the crazy moves that we've been seeing on the dollar of late. But this move has affected, okay, sorry, this is JPY, I thought it was my Euro USD. It affected more or less all the majors, as you can see, as we're scrolling through. You can see what we're having over here, giving us city counter trend moves. And you can see what's happening over here. Everything has been crazy, especially USD CAD, because USD and CAD seem to have been countering themselves. But you can see the recent waves over here, right? And gold as well to the upside, right? And Bitcoin has been dead. So gold, you can see to the upside. I had this rising flag pattern here. I can see what's happening here. It did this around this. And if you're looking for an entry sell, which is a CT, you can also wait for it to break out from here, come back to retest, and then drop down to this point here, right? So this is what I have over here as well. Okay, rounding up in a few minutes. I might not be able to look at any other charts, guys. I believe I've dropped my Instagram. Have I dropped my Instagram handle? Okay, no. Let me drop my Instagram handle. I've dropped my Instagram handle there. You can chat me up if you have any questions. If you want to learn how to trade, you want to join the bootcamp. I think I've dropped the bootcamp link. I'll just drop it again for you guys, right? So you can also follow me on YouTube. I tend to do videos as often as possible. So I'll just quickly drop my YouTube channel link as well. You guys can follow me on YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and so on. So don't forget, you want to chat me up. For you to contact, if you want to contact me, you can contact me via my Instagram. So I've dropped the link, and I'll drop the link again. So at least at the bottom, you see it a couple of times. I think I have a whole lot of comments here. I might not be able to read up on all of them, so I'll just try to breeze through. I'll try to breeze through. Marshall said, do you use 38.2 Fibonacci retracement? Yeah, 38.2 is still good, but I prefer 50 and 61.8 because the higher the Fib level, the more profits you can easily get. I'm having issues with the Fib level to use. Okay, let me know what I can do for you. You can chat me up on Instagram. As I said earlier, I have a course that you can subscribe to. You can watch the videos, and then to help you, I have video tutorials on the course. I believe that's about $197 of now. For now, I'm saying for now, you can subscribe to the course and to help you with the Fib. You could chat me up also on Instagram if you want mentorship. Then we could do something for you, maybe one-on-one. That's for Marshall back. That said, I'm having issues with the Fibonacci level to use. But guys, if you need any assistance, you want to contact me for anything, you can chat me up on my Instagram, and then we'll take it off from there. Okay. Just scrolling down. Sorry guys, I'm going through a lot of comments here, so I might miss out on. Sorry, excuse me, guys. Oh Lord, sorry guys. What's the best strategy to trade news? Sorry, I don't trade news, so I don't have a best strategy. Sorry about that. I don't trade all the styles. I've already mentioned the style of trading I do. That's from Marsh Webster. Why are you not always in a trade? Are you a scalper? No, I'm not a scalper. That's why I'm not always in a trade. I'm a short-term swing trader, right? So I'm more or less a swing trader. Swing traders, position traders, they don't have trades all the time. A scalper that could easily have trades all the time. Because if I was a scalper, we would be talking about the 5 minutes time frame, 5 minutes, 15 minutes time frame, right? So I work majorly with hourly, and then I could drop down time frames just to refine my entry and so on. Okay, just trying to scroll down. You trade US 30 and USA 30? Nope, Marsh, I don't do that. I don't trade them. I check them from time to time, or if someone asks a question on them, I could switch to them and then we could talk about it, but I don't trade them. Let me see, just final comment here, guys. I asked for you guys issues, problems earlier, but nobody answered, but no problem, we're rounding up now. Cat Lego said, guys, please take early losses. You can always grow your account, protect your capital, rest all BS. Okay. Yes, when you take your losses, make sure they're well minimized and accept them. whenever you place a trade, already accept that more or less is going to be a loss. So if you cannot stomach that loss, you need to work on your risk. Okay. Benny said, what are the swap fees on that long hold? Long hold swap fees. I'm not sure I can be looking at that now. Sorry about that. I'm holding sell and wanna cry. You're holding sell on what? On this gold? Randolph. You can chat me up on Instagram. Send me a chat on Instagram. Let me know exactly what you're holding sell on. Is it on this gold or something else? Let me know. Samuel Adamson said, let me follow you on Insta. What kind of content do you post? Well, go and check. Go and check for the comments for the post I put there. And if you like it, you can follow. Right? Okay, so seeing is believing. Check for yourself. If you like it, follow. Guys, check my YouTube out. If you like the videos, you can also subscribe and then watch more. I should do more as time progresses and all. Right? Most times I don't have time to do as many videos as I would have loved, because as I'm in this session with you guys for 1 hour, if I divide that into maybe into like six minutes, if a video is like 5-6 minutes long, I could have done like 10 videos in a day. So let's say 5 to 10 videos, assuming it's like 10 minutes. I could have done 5 to 10 minutes YouTube videos. But I use that time to present this guy for this to present this free webinar to you guys. So I'm more or less taking out time out of my YouTube channel to give you guys this timely information, which I could have easily broken down, because we've talked about the dollar, we talked about Euro USD, we talked about GBP, JPY, CAD, JPY, USD, CAD, gold. We've talked about 5-6 instruments, even US 30. So we talked about 7 instruments for a few minutes. I could have easily done videos of that and posted them on my YouTube channel. So I could have had some videos today. But I'm here for you guys, and I hope you guys have learned something. Even if it's just one person, I hope you guys have learned something today. And we are running up now. So guys, chat me up on my Instagram. If you want to contact me for anything, you can contact me on my Instagram. If you have any questions on trading with respect to maybe how your trading is going, or you have questions on issues you might be having, or you're interested in mentorship, just let me know, and then we can discuss further. So thank you guys for joining me. Tomorrow I'm going to be out of town. So more or less tomorrow, we're not going to have this session because I'm not going to take my laptop with me. I don't trade Fridays, so there's no need for me to carry my devices with me. I would have my phone. I'm not really a big fan of trading on the phone. And when I'm out doing other things, that's just what I do, other things. I'm not big on, but if you chat me up on Instagram, I'll definitely reply you because I'll be with my phone as well. If you don't mind, what's your account size you use for trading and how much percentage you make in a month? It depends on what the market has to offer. Some months are slower than some others. I have different account sizes as well. I'm not really sure how my account size will affect your own trading. Let's focus on things that will help you out. Okay, with that said, I want to say thank you guys for joining me. It has been a good one. I hope you've learned something today. I'll catch you on the flip side, most likely till next week. If you have any questions, you can chat me up on Instagram, and then we'll take it off from there and help you out. So thank you for reaching out. We will see you much later. Make sure to trade safely. Follow the trend. The trend is your friend. If you're going to go against the trend, make sure you understand the risk behind it, and you calculate your risk appropriately. You have your stop loss in place and so on. Thank you guys. Thank you. Goodbye. Enjoy the weekend as well. Cheers.